You're listening to the M.A.V show, episode number 17, Top Anime Deaths. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the M.A.V show.
Welcome back. Thanks for coming back.
Man.
Arigato.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
Hey, see, he's learning.
Man, let down. All right, everybody, where we talk about manga, anime, and video games. I'm your host, King Vontae, KV for short.
I'm your co-host, little brother.
Little brother, man, what's up? How you doing?
I'm all right. I've been trying to get a positive, more attitude on life. I got more, my projects going on, but yeah.
Okay. You been doing good, though? Everything straight?
Pretty much, yeah. To be continued.
To be continued. So what's going on? Share with the people. Tell the people about your life.
Like I said, I just got my side projects going on. I don't want to get too into it because, it's still like in the works, but
in the beginning stages.
Yeah, good things in the future.
All right. I feel you.
How about you?
This week has been pretty chill. Once again, I'm getting tired of the quarantine. I'm getting tired of having to sit up in the house. There's just ain't much to do, especially
bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Bored in the house, I'm in the house bored. But yeah, being stuck in that freaking house. And so remember, guys, we live in Arizona. The only thing we got out here is dust, heat, rocks, cactus. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This ain't too much out here. And I know if you guys are in different states, ain't much open. But out here, this ain't nothing to do, even when everything's open. So.
For the people who are like, well, you got the shades and you can you turn on some water and have fun. Yeah, it's 100 degrees in the shade.
Man, yo, we setting record heats out here.
Oh, by the way, we didn't mean to be rude, but we do have an audience today.
Oh yeah, I do apologize. We have an audience. Shout out to my homeboy, bro, K.
What up, everybody?
What up?
He was in one of the previous episodes, I believe, our top swordsman, and now he's back for the top deaths.
Oh wow, man! Welcome back. Even though he doesn't have a mic yet, we gonna hook him up because we definitely got some plans for him. Maybe add him to the episode. You never know. Something for the guy. Something.
Big plans for M.A.V show. And big update. Big update. We also the M.A.V show got its new listeners out in Ireland.
Oh really?
Yep. Shout out to Ireland.
All right, shout out to our Ireland listeners, y'all. Hey, we appreciate it for the listen, y'all. Thank you.
And just on that note as well, I do want to, guys, if you want to help us out, give us a shout out or give us a review, shout out 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and iTunes, as always.
Yep, comment in the section, drop something in there. Tell us what y'all like about the show, what we can improve on, anything. We accept all feedback.
And like the title says, we're going to get into top deaths. So if you, there's a lot of them out there that, made you want to cry, made you want to throw probably your remote at the TV, say, why? No.
I mean, or if you're more on the softer side, you want to break down and just cry your tears out or cry for days, like some of our audience members. Well, actually, audience members.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. For a minute there, it seemed like all my favorite characters from the animes were getting killed off, left and right. And it was.
You can't have that emotional attachment to the people. So I figured Game of Thrones set the precedent of from there on, you can't have no emotional attachment. You can't be really rooting. You can root for characters, but you can't.
You know what's the one that actually cut it off for me?
What?
That like you said, I don't get attached anymore. It's when I was watching Fairy Tail, and it was after their tournament arc. My favorite character from there was Gray. And then as soon, because they're getting hectic, they're getting overwhelmed by all the little birth dragons or whatever and all that.
Little shadow dragons.
Yeah, and then it showed Gray getting shot in the head, and then his friend Leon was just like, Sheila who can heal, or Sheila, or
who's the water mage? Yeah.
No, she was the god, the air god slayer. She was like Wendy, but yeah. Shelia or something like that. But he was just screaming his heart out, Shelia, help! Somebody help Gray! And Juvia's just pouring her eyes out. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be that type of anime right now?
I really thought it was gonna hit like that too.
Right? And then it
You guys
turns...
should have already known. Fairy Tail ain't killing nobody from the guilds. Nobody dies.
Dude.
Nobody like you. Like I'm surprised. Like only the villains literally die. Literally,
It really is. If you're not the main character, if you're not somebody who's closely connected to the main character, like close, you're the ones who are gonna die. Like nobody.
And real quick, I feel like we're definitely gonna have we should definitely drop an episode on plot armor fights and situations where the main character should have died or somebody should have died, but plot armor saved him.
The plot armor is an incredible tool.
Man, I'm like, yo, there's a lot of times you're like, how are you gonna get out of this situation? And Ex Machina, somebody just happens to come in and save the day. Let the main character just, or
so say, I'm not gonna name any names, but
hey, that boy, hey, if it wasn't for the villains talking so much and everybody wanted to throw out their backstory, hey, half these people be dead. Half these people be dead.
But you ready to get into today's topic?
Man, let's get into it.
All right, yo. So, of course, you saw by the title, today's topic is top anime deaths. But we also have, just like the Swordsman one, we're going to do a mixture of, video game deaths as well as anime deaths. And, me and KV haven't seen each other's lists. We know, a couple here and there, but, we don't really know. We might have clashes.
You seen some of mine. I haven't seen none of yours, so I'm curious on what you've.
That's okay, because I'm curious to see if we have the same, mindset on who's who and who's where. But this list is also always. This list is just a personal list that we thought for ourselves.
Come up with is just our opinions. If you guys don't like it, it's okay. Disagree with us and debate with us. That's what we like. This is what we want to see.
That's what it's there for. That's what this podcast is there for. We love debates. And also with that, we also, because I also, once again, shout out to RDC World 1. They had and it kind of blew my mind that they just had what they call back and forth. They had their conversations on whose death it was or who had the most impactful death. No offense to them, but I don't think they hit where and the word impactful. Like they were just naming characters who's died, but then came back later. Like they said, Ichigo's death was the most impactful, but
Ichigo, that's almost like saying Goku's death is impactful. Yo, he comes back every season.
Right.
Ichigo's the main character. He was not dying. Like, yo, I didn't believe that for a second. I see him die. I was like, oh my. Well, he's probably about to get brought back or something. I ain't like, Orihime was right there. I wasn't really too worried. Like,
they have the Dragon Balls, so nobody, unless the Dragon Balls literally crack apart, you should never think anybody's about to die.
Ever. So Dragon Ball Z, that's like a whole cop-out universe. Like, nobody ever dies from there except for the villains.
Like I said,
if you're not a villain, you're going to get brought back.
Like I said, no shade at RDC World 1.
I'm just saying, they brought Frieza back.
That's because the new Super Series is trash, okay?
You gonna hurt some people's feelings right now.
I'm trying to hurt somebody's feelings. The whole season is trash, okay? Throw it in a name trash can and just toss it.
But we're no shade at RDC World 1, but for at least for me, mine with the word impactful for me was, I'm gonna get at it, what actually change with this person's death. Did it change the story and or did it actually make the main character go through a change himself, him or herself?
Oh, okay, I feel you. And for the opposite side, I would say a non-impactful death. If you guys watched Naruto, she put in all the way to the end of the war. Neji's death was not impactful, guys. Yes, it was a little sad, but it was not impactful. Like, Neji's death had no type of bearing. It was almost like, okay, so we're going to need somebody from the main kind of group to die, but somebody who's not going to really play a bigger role either in the war or, that's not going to...
Yeah. No, it was like voice actor got a new job. We gotta kill him.
And so Neji gotta go. Neji gotta go. Voice actor got a new job. Neji gotta go. Hey, bro, here's your last little few lines. Let me need you to wrap up this character. Oh my God. And this is why we need this man right here on this. Shout out to my boy, bro K. One more time. Like, dude, we gonna have you on this.
All right, but let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty. Go ahead, little brother. Start us off.
Oh, I get the honors. All right, so like I said, we're going from 10 to 1. For me, this will be the impactful deaths. And I know I just said, you can't have a character who dies and comebacks, but this one I'm going to say, just for the sake of it actually affected the main character, Krillin's death probably set, the biggest, let's call it, staple in the Dragon Ball Z universe.
And I will let this go just because of the reason my little brother's about to explain.
Exactly. Krillin dying by Frieza's hand is what set off a whole, what do you want to call it, a staple in Dragon Ball Z? Iconic moment. Let's just go with that. It turned Goku into Super Saiyan for the first time. You've seen something that's never been done in this series before. I can't tell you how many times I've seen like different shows, different even like cartoons, Western cartoons, just mimic somebody going into a Super Saiyan.
I mean, everybody. Well, not everybody. You might see it.
I didn't say everybody. I said like a few Western shows. Gumball being one of the bigger ones.
Well, yeah, like wow, you want to throw out Gumball like that? Like I said, you'll see it even in other little animes. People kind of do it just because Dragon Ball Z was so iconic.
Even Gintama, one of them is he does a whole little Kamehameha move. I remember I said that before. And then if you ever seen Blood Lad, have you? Is it called Blood? It's called Blood Lad.
I have not.
The main character literally his whole thing is like he reads mangas all the time. He watches anime, and he's like an OP character, so he can like do what. Watch it. I'm not even gonna get into it, but he copies a Kamehameha move too. He's like, this next move I'm finna do is from one of my favorite series. And he does the whole arms, hands movements and everything.
That's cheap, bro. That's copywriting. That move is trademarked. You can't do that.
But this death itself, Krillin died. And it's crazy because Krillin, this is in total, I think he's died 3 times in the series. He died once in Dragon Ball. He's died in Dragon Ball Z. And then later, I think in the Buu saga, he's died again.
What's crazy is I'm surprised. Like every single time somebody dies, there's always like a big little, oh my god, I can't believe like this person just died. I'm just like, yo. What's crazy is about like 5-10 minutes later, y'all all gonna remember that. Oh, we can just use the Dragon Balls to bring them back.
It really be like that because the Dragon Balls, and that's the thing that always got me. The Dragon Balls had a set rule. The rule was you can only be brought back once by the Dragon Ball. So you die, you get brought back. If you die again, that's it. But for some reason, Dragon Ball jumps through these hoops, rings, and just shoots and ladders just to bring back these characters. Whether that be they are a whole new set of new Dragon Balls, so it doesn't count. Whether that be they actually went to the other world just to bring them back, like physically bring them back to Earth, but technically they're still dead or whatever. Like there was just all these terms and conditions that they were just like, I'm back, but keep the characters dead if they're dead.
And so you're talking about when Frieza kind of kills Krillin, right?
Yeah.
And so this is where the impactful part. And this is why I let this death slip, because I'm like, if you get brought back, you didn't you wasn't really dead, or if the people know they could have brought you back, you wasn't like, ain't nobody really crying of you. But I will give it to him. Like when Goku sink like Krillin just get murked off by Frieza. Oh yeah, this is what really pushed him to this iconic legendary form, Super Saiyan 1. Like, and this was like a total game changer and anime everywhere, period.
It really was. But I guess that's really it for me. So if I'm not gonna just drown this out, because Krillin that's why he's like my number 10, just because like impact level. If we're if we're gonna do our own little scale list from 1 to 10, I'll say, or 1 to 5. Let's go 1 to 5. His impact on the story was a 3. Just because it got Goku to change.
I mean, he was Goku's best friend. He played a bigger role in Dragon Ball when they were kids, maybe.
Yeah.
Just training alongside Goku. I mean, DBZ, boy, if he wasn't Super Saiyan or higher, if you literally wasn't Goku or Vegeta or came from them, you literally played no part. Like, you was literally a stand-in or a meat shield.
You know what was a funny joke that Team 4 Star, shout out to them, they have Dragon Ball Z abridged. The joke that they made, because it was when Krillin got he got slapped by Cell, or like he got thrown across the field. Trunks goes up to him, gives him a sensu, and he's like, it's sad that you're not a Saiyan, because you would be unstoppable at this point.
How much you just get beat up and everything, and we just happen to, get stronger every time we lose.
Right. Like, you would just think about that. How many people he's been murked by? He's been murked by Piccolo, Frieza, the Ginyu Force, everybody who they've even talked to, seen, he's just been slapped.
Like, bro, like I said, he's like the meat shield before. He's like the little mini people or the minion or like the mini boss you gotta go to get to like Goku and everybody else. That's how I really see Krillin. So shout out to all the human defenders of Earth.
Technically, yeah, okay, so I won't throw shade at him that much. Technically, he's supposed to be the strongest human out of all of them.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, yeah, because he is definitely stronger than Hercule.
Yeah, so he's stronger than Hercule.
Yeah, he's stronger.
I would take Krillin over Yamcha. Tien versus Krillin, it'd be a close fight, but I think I'd give it to Krillin.
No, not even close. Krillin will stomp out everybody on Earth. there's no question about it. Krillin will stomp out everybody.
All right, so that's my 10. What you got for yours?
All right, so my top 10 spot, and this is a little weird. I won't do this again for the whole entire list, but for my top 10, I'm gonna have to say the whole cast of Angel Beats.
The whole entire cast of them, not just the
whole cast of Angel Beats, because one by one, when you see them die off, and I can't really, shout out nobody specific because each one kind of hits you in a different way because everybody has a different background.
I'm not gonna lie, I was more of a fan of Otanashi.
Otanashi was cool too, and like I said, I'm not trying to single out nobody because even when, like Angel, when you see her background and her depth and her story and everything, you're just like, yo, and we really realize that everybody was supposed to have a good childhood or a good like high school type of days, and this is why this place is like the purgatory piece of it. Mm-hmm. Like you're just like, wow. Like you're just like, oh my gosh, like yo. So this whole thing definitely was very emotional, I would say, for myself. So each stuff was very impactful over the whole entire story because each time they got closer, like the more of the truth got revealed. And like just everybody's death in a whole made you feel some type of way.
I'm not gonna lie, off rep, I haven't seen all of Angel Beats.
What?
Yeah, and I know of it. I know what happens.
So what have you not seen about it?
I think I got up to the point where they were just becoming like friends with Angel or something like that, like Otanashi.
So did you even see the ending?
Not really.
Oh my gosh!
I know Angel kind of dies in a way. She kind of vanishes, but Look at, like I said,
this is the official announcement, guys. I am officially disowning my little brother.
Look at, so it was sad.
Goodbye.
It was sad.
Goodbye.
I
said good day.
In my defense, at the time,
you have none.
And at the time,
there's no excuse.
I couldn't get anime as well as I can now, so
go back and finish it.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, especially when I'm trying to.
No, it's not.
I got so many other animes I'm trying to watch. Terraformers right now.
Oh my gosh,
that's a 2-season anime. So, and I'm not even so sure how many.
Which is only like less than 12 to 24 episodes. There's only one season. It's like one of those great animes that you don't really need a second season of this. From start to finish, it was good. It closed off everything.
So far from where I'm watching, they're going to need a second season.
No.
Like I'm like 4 or 5 episodes. No, I think I'm like on episode 6. They're going to need a second season.
No.
But I would say as far as Angel Beats, when I was watching it, I definitely saw like, what was it, the band girl's death, or like how she disappeared, and that was pretty sad. Just because it just seemed like that was going to be the theme of it, like just this band of kids who are all together and who are trying to make it through purgatory, and one by one, slowly they start to realize what makes them happy or something like that, to make them disappear.
Yeah, to make to help them move on, like not make them disappear, but to help them move on into like heaven or whatever.
And you realize, but like on the faces of the people who are still there, they're just like, oh, they're gone. They're like, they're gone. We might not ever even see them again.
So. Yeah, so everybody else was a little panicky and worried and stuff. But once you kind of seem like you had to be happy to kind of move on, I think people were more comfortable with it, especially after all the stuff everybody else went through towards the end. I will not spoil it since you have not seen it. Watch
like I
it.
said, I've seen. I've been told. I've been told that all of them, eventually move on, and the only one I didn't see move on was.
I will request a little bit of help from my
audience.
guest. We're not gonna say. Does everybody move on?
Yes, they do.
Even the MC?
Yep.
Oh, Tanashi.
At the very end. Wait, am I not supposed to spoil it?
Go ahead.
Okay, so at the very end, after he hugs Angel, everything, and he cries, and she disappears, he also finally gets peace, and he disappears. That's why during I think it's either the credits or after the credits, when it's him reborn walking like down the street, and he hears a whistling, and it's her, and he turns around, and he reaches out to her.
Aww.
Oh, I did not see that part. I think I stopped it right there, right when I see him crying, because I was like, "Yep, I'm not about to cry. I'm not about to cry. I'm not about to cry. I'm not about to cry." So I did not see that part.
That's
really cute. It's like when you showed me the end of Future Diaries, how there was an extra episode. I didn't
No.
realize it.
No, we are not bringing up Future Diaries. This is supposed to be.
Had a lot of impactful deaths.
We're not talking. Do you have anybody from Future Diaries on your list?
Nope, but honorable mention. Plug. Shameless plug.
Yo,
But that's mine. Go ahead, little brother. Shoot off with your number 9.
what's the opposite of a shout out?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever the opposite of a shout out is, that's what Future Diaries is for me. Okay, don't watch it. Watch it if you want to watch it.
Good
Don't
anime.
watch it.
Do not let the hate shade move you guys away from it. Like, it was really, really good. Like,
I won't lie, I'm not one to watch shows that are really bloody or crazy like that, but I gave it the chance because I was told about it so many times that I eventually just watched it.
and you did yourself a freaking favor, because it was
really
amazing.
Anyways, so moving on to my number 9. Oh, at least impactful 1 to 5. What would you give that, Angel Beats? Everybody from there.
What
would you give them on a scale of 1 to 5? Angel Beats, like impactful.
Impactful. Everybody's was a whole part of a whole, but just I would say Strong Gate. Like, yeah, because each time somebody died, you're
I
just
said
like
1 to 5, but he decided to go 1 to 10.
Oh, my bad. So I will go.
No, it's okay. If you feel like if you feel like it was 8, then it's an 8.
A strong 4.
Well, I can see why you would say that. That it was meaningful because every time somebody disappeared, everybody started realizing that they're eventually all going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And
now they eventually can leave,
and they're all leaving. Like they have to find a way to make peace of it.
Mm-hmm. And everybody's own special way, which is a little crazy because everybody has to start working with everybody's okay. So what would your perfect peaceful day or high school day be? And after that person would disappear.
Like my favorite was the girl found love. Oh, it hurts my soul.
So
we'll have a day where he introduces himself, and you guys will see who he is based on some of these comments.
So moving on to number 9, and this will be from a more recent anime, I'll say. It is from My Hero Academia, and off rip, if I said that, I'm going with good old Night Eye.
Never seen it, so go ahead and explain to the audience and for myself.
So Night Eye was not only the new trainer to, or I would say mentor or scout. I'm not so sure what exactly call him. You've seen My Hero, so what would you call him?
He's pretty much a guide.
A guide.
He was there to teach him and show him the ropes and how to be a better himself, I guess.
A better hero. And
so he was just like a teacher at the academy.
No, he was not a teacher at the academy. He
like
ran
his civilian.
No, he ran his own company. And his company would train heroes. But you would have to have your official hero license and all that. So you have to go through the school to be a hero. Then you would get your hero license, and then you get branched out to hero companies that'll help you further, being a hero.
Once again, this whole society is really weird. Interesting plot and everything, but I will still not check into it.
Yeah. Ignore him. So
one day.
So Night Eye is not only this trainer who decided to took on 2 students from the academy, which was Lemillion. I forgot his actual name.
I probably call him like Miro or something.
Muriel, yeah. Muriel, and then he also took on the MC, Midoriya. And Midoriya kind of had to like prove himself to him.
I thought you said people who already had their hero license, not students.
Just because you have a bachelor's in graphic design doesn't mean I'm gonna hire you. Can you actually do a good job? Boom. Mic drop, but I'm not dropping these microphones because they're expensive.
Touche, pussycat.
So you see them go on, like you see him training, kind of like mentoring Midoriya. Then later down the line, they get onto this mission. It's a mission between like a lot of different hero companies and a few other like students from the school. Like, long story short, without me just like, describing every detail of the fight, they get into a fight with this dude named, like, the main leader named Overhaul, and one thing leads to another, and Night Eye catches a spike. Not only gets his arm ripped off, but he catches a spike through his like abdomen, and he starts to like slowly bleed out. He doesn't die on the scene. They get him to the hospital after the fight's all over, but even the doctor's like, "Yo, we're trying our best, but don't get your hopes up." And then, sorry. He's not only this mentor who mentors, new heroes and all that. He is also the previous sidekick to the number one hero, All Might. So,
oh, see, all right, that makes it interesting, a little bit more interesting. But keep going.
And as he's on his deathbed, All Might comes. His first trainee, Muriel, comes. His new trainee, Midoriya. They're all at the high school or at the hospital. And Night Eye's own sidekick and his, like pretty much all the people who matter are right there by him on his deathbed.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking to Muriel, saying like, you are a great hero. You are something that will be magnificent in the future. Just keep doing you and basically be the best you can be. And as death scenes drag on, it gets like you just see him start to fade out, and then he just goes silent. End of the episode. They didn't do all that, but yeah, he is dead, and this ain't no Dragon Ball Z. He ain't coming back.
Ain't nobody getting brought back. So how impactful was his death to everybody though, or was it more impactful to the viewers of the show?
It was not only impactful to the viewers, I would say it was impactful to Midoriya, to the MC. Like,
why so?
Because Midoriya was looking for him, like, you trained over the hero that I want to like model after. Like, so any tips and tricks you can show me, like that you've learned with him, you can pass on to me, even though he kind of trains with the All Might, but it's he saw somebody that he can relate to, or somebody who can actually like get some hands-on training and learns like the ropes of being a hero. Like it was let me you got anything for me?
Nothing.
Pretty much naming everything you need to.
Basically, it was I would say at that point it's more impactful for the viewers then, because it's like you saw this new character. Mind you, he had like a future sight. Like that was Night Eye's type of quirk, if you will. He was able to like see, what was it, like 15 seconds into the future of somebody?
No, I think it was longer. Wasn't it like an hour into the future?
Oh, okay. But at one point, I think he actually could see more, because like he saw into All Might's future, and All Might told him never look into my future. But
why?
Because he doesn't want him looking into his future, mainly for the reason like, if you see me dying, I don't want you to see it. And he did look into All Might's future, and he did see him on his deathbed, and that kind of like he was. That's why he's so like, you notice that Night Eye so cold hearted. He's like very like strict, stern, and that's because he sees the future. He sees the negativity in people's lives, but he wants to do what he can to help better it.
Well, he sounded like he was one of those good moral characters who might have been strict, but like had his heart in a good place.
He was a hero. He was the number one hero sidekick.
Wow, it's crazy. Like, even sidekick get positions like, I'm the number one sidekick, I'm the number two sidekick.
Mm-hmm. But so to wrap it all up, as an impact, I would say it was a 2.5, or at least if we're going from 1 to 10, I would say it's like a 5, a solid 5.
Solid 5?
Just because it impacted the viewers more than the story. It impacted Midoriya, I would say, in another way. He saw into Midoriya's future fighting Overhaul, and he saw that Midoriya was gonna die. But Midoriya pulls out and wins the fight, and that's when he was on his deathbed. He's like, Midoriya, you changed the future. Every time I look into somebody's future, it's set in stone. That's gonna happen. But I saw that you dying and you losing, but you changed it. So that kind of like that's another 1,000. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it right there because if you watch it, you'll see why he has hope for All Might in the future. But yeah.
Okay. All right. From there, I'll go ahead and do my number 9. It's our first video game one on the list. I'm gonna go with Desmond from Assassin's Creed.
And see that's impactful for me because I loved Assassin's Creed so much.
I mean, after he died, and this is how much it impacted me. I stopped playing the game. The whole franchise stopped making sense.
A lot of people stopped playing the game. I played it just for the love of it, but after I want to say Unity, that's when I'm good.
I felt like after he died, there was no more story. I felt like they just started making the franchise just because it was a cash grab.
It really isn't. Like we talked about it a little bit before the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like what?
I ain't gonna lie, it does look pretty cool.
It does look good.
It does look good.
Get it, you know?
Yeah, we're probably gonna go ahead and grab that plate a little bit and see how it goes. Why not?
But as far as like having actual story, to like and capture the audience, there's not. Desmond drove that story. It started with him going to a company called Extergo, getting sent through their programs, getting sent back into the past for his with his ancestors or whatever. Going through that line, you realize Abstergo is a shady company, more than shady. Probably the coolest thing I actually saw that, like, quick, like, side note, or not even side note. In the first game was the creepiest and coolest thing is, like, you had this certain eagle vision or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got back into the company, like, after being out of the Animus and went to your room and he learned how to use eagle vision outside the Animus, he saw, like, the blood of all the other people on the walls and saying, like, get out or something like that. That
was crazy.
That's intense.
That it was. But also, real quick, this is a side part. What do you think of the Assassin's Creed movie?
What movie?
Never even saw it.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, the Assassin's Creed movie wasn't that bad.
It was terrible to me.
How dare you?
First of all, the Animus is not some, what do you call it, portal? Like, remember the game Portal, how she would, like, raise down from the ceiling? It's not some portal machine where it picks you up, grabs you, lifts you in the air, so you're fighting, you're actually moving your body and fighting outside in real life. No, the Animus was like something that you lay down on. It was a subconscious thing. You would learn the information in your head.
And they would record the information.
Right.
Most definitely. I just want to get your quick opinion on that.
You're trash!
But even in the game, like, I feel like his death once again stopped the franchise. So his death had an impact of a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And even on a gamer such as myself, like, his impact, like I said, a lot of people kind of kept on playing the franchise. But to me personally, the franchise stopped making sense. Like none of the following Assassin's Creed games had any
weight.
Not weight. Like, none of them. It's almost like Final Fantasy. Like, each one, like they're all set in
different,
same world or same universe, but not the same.
Yeah, set in the same universe. It's almost like, different parts of the timeline, but none of them really together.
Right. So therefore, you have some nuance to the story.
Yeah,
nuance of the right.
Oh no!
Okay. Don't hate me if I'm using the wrong word. You have a different
similarities.
That's not the word I'm trying to get at. It's like you have something different to go off of. You don't just have Cloud Strife going through and just slaying all these fiends, taking down company after company. You have Cloud, you have Titus, you have Noctis, you have Lightning. You have all these MCs that you get to change and learn different stories from.
Yep, all doing the exact same thing.
Without doing the exact same thing. I had something. So going back to Assassin's Creed, like you said, it died after Desmond's death, and my personal favorite out of the series is Assassin's Creed 4. I didn't like anything outside the Animus was terrible. Like, because you go through the Animus, it's like you don't even know your MC. You're just going into the Animus, and then you play as Edward. And then that's it, pretty much. You just play inside the Animus. Outside the Animus, there's some stuff you can do. You realize that the new Abstergo company is shady, but it's not Desmond.
Yeah, Like you said, you're just not that into it no more.
Exactly.
But overall impactness of Desmond's death, definitely a 9 out of 10.
I thought you said a 10 out of 10.
Oh, my bad. 10 out of 10.
I was going to say, like, yo.
Yeah. Maybe stop playing.
Talked about it a little less.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, since I'm still going to probably grab one of the newer franchises, like, yeah, it dropped down to a 9 out of 10. I'm sorry, Brody.
All right, so if I'm going to take over for number 8, my number 8, just like you did with the whole cast of Angel Beats, mine was pretty much everybody out of Night Raid from Akame ga Kill.
Ooh.
So just with the first death, with Shiro's death, like for her being the first like Night Raid member to die, and like you realizing, oh crap, people can die here.
So first off, I've never seen an anime, and yeah, guys, for this, there's going to be a lot of spoilers. I've never seen an anime where the whole MC cast gets killed.
It's not like the whole group of Night Raid gets killed because there's like, what, 3 members who survive?
Yeah, I mean, it depends if you're reading or watching.
I think I watched in... Oh, wait, no, 2 members. Okay.
I think only really left was Akame and...
The captain.
The captain, yeah, because I know everybody else dies. The cat girl dies.
And it was crazy. And it's crazy because she lived, but it was like she's had so much wear and tear on her physical body and spirit that she just had enough time to live to go to a bar and then say, all right, I'm dead. Like I think in the anime, she died outside in the alley. Did she die anywhere else there? Wait, in the manga, didn't she die in the caverns with the one guy?
The problem is, guys, we're gonna get this guy a mic. He sounds like somebody who's in the background talking.
The cat girl, yeah.
No, cat girl actually. I think in the manga she survives because she beats the crap out of him like while he's running away from her, and she ends up finishing him off. And I think she was bleeding to death, but I don't think she actually died in the manga.
Okay.
In the manga, but quite a few of them actually lived. I know the dude, the main character, he survives, but he becomes a dragon. He ends up having a kid with the pink-haired girl.
Really?
Yes, he has a kid with.
Wait, I thought she died.
No. Pink-haired girl in the manga, he gets her pregnant. She leaves the group because she lost her weapon or something, or her relic.
Mm-hmm.
And he sends her away, and then he fights the kid who's that giant monster thing in the end.
Yeah.
He becomes a dragon, can't go back to being a human. Flies back to her. They end up raising their kid together. He's a dragon. She's a normal girl with her kid. Akame's sister lives, unlike in the anime.
Yeah, a lot of people die in the anime.
Yeah, in the manga, it was pretty gruesome. They go into detail about how bad certain people have it, but at least a good portion of them die.
So, just to, this is why I need to also get into mangas more. I read the manga back in 2014, but that we're in 2020 now, 6 years ago. But this is why manga is important, because in the manga there are a lot more deaths. There are few deaths.
Someone's just like reading the book. You get a lot more from the book than you do the TV shows or movie adaptions.
And personally, I know there's one specific scene that I was really upset with, different from the manga and from the anime. One guy gets captured, and they go through so much that you see so many different people in the manga or in the anime. They just kind of he's captured, he escapes, he kills. And it was just like, it's like night and day. Mangas are different from animes.
They are, but it...
And then there's light novels, which I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to get into light novels because I'm starting to get mad that mangas don't update fast enough. And then animes show up. And everybody's like, I read online, and they're like, yeah, the light novel's done. I'm like, well, why didn't I just go read that?
The light novels are really just, it's almost like the light novels are the book version, and then the manga's almost like the book version with pictures. And then the anime is just the TV shows or the movies. And I'm like, that's a really good way to actually to build.
Right. But
coming soon.
As far as impactness level, just of the characters themselves, the main characters or the main group, it holds like, I want to say an 8, because they progress through the story. The person who gets mainly impact is the MC, him seeing his friends die right in front of him. And as far as fans wise, you see these characters that you're rooting for, and they don't kill them off until like the first main character who gets killed, like I said, is Shira, and she doesn't get killed until at least the manga, she doesn't get killed for a while. The anime, did she get killed in the second episode or something?
I think it was actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, if you're reading in the manga, I got through like a few chapters before even like you thought for a minute, because she's no slouch. She rocks around with a pair of scissors and she just cuts up everybody in front of her. So you figure everybody in Night Raid are like, they're skilled assassins who can take on anybody who comes at them. But her dying kind of like set the bar, like, all right, yo, people can die and it's not going to be a pretty picture.
So out of impact, what would you say, what would the impact score be for viewers and the characters themselves deaths?
Like I said, about an 8.
About an 8?
An 8.
The whole cast dying should have been 10. Because like the whole, well, like I said, not every single of the cast members died, but a good portion of them do.
Like I said, the story still progressed, and there's debate if the main character himself, the main character, he dies too, but Akame is kind of like, the show's named after her, so she's kind of the main character, and she does not die. So,
that always will flip me. The show starts off about one character, follows him for quite a bit, and then ends with somebody else that the show is actually named after. Bothers me to no end. Alright, guys, and from there, we'll jump into my number 8. I'm going to go with Jiraiya from Naruto. Nothing from the audience. Nothing from...
I don't think he's allowed to do this. I'll say this is also on my list, but I won't say where. So, continue.
Alright, so Jiraiya is my number 8 because he did have an impactful death. So not only did the viewers...
Shut up. Okay, so just shut up, go back, and... What? He didn't have an impactful death?
I said he did.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he didn't.
Dang, y'all.
I was gonna destroy you.
I got some questioning things for you.
Exactly.
So Jiraiya did have a very impactful death. Not because once again, like from the viewer standpoint, we've kind of grown to love the pervy sage. You know, the guy who eventually picked up Naruto, who was basically getting picked on and bullied. Not necessarily the same, but by the teacher in the same way.
He taught him his signature move,
the Rasengan, which he should have never have done.
Well,
period.
Why?
Because Naruto doesn't know now one other move. Naruto's top 2 moves is Shadow Clone and Rasengan. You don't see this kid use nothing else.
Yeah, but you don't see Goku use anything else but Kamehameha.
I mean, his fallback plan of freaking spirit bomb.
What, Naruto's fallback plan of the Bijou Bomb?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh my gosh.
And if it ain't clone jutsu, if you can't fix it with clone jutsu, it's Rasengan.
So look, here's how I'll compare this. Naruto has Shadow Clone, Goku has Instant Transmission. Naruto has Rasengan, Goku has Kamehameha. Naruto has the Bijou Bomb, and then Goku has the Spirit Bomb. Okay? Those are their 3 signature moves. Try to name something else.
But back to Jiraiya. Yo, so yes, he should never taught this boy that dang Rasengan. But even to like the whole story, like, yo, everybody felt his death. Even in the whole Naruto verse, like, everybody felt Jiraiya's death. Just because of how strong he was supposed to be as well. But like what he meant to everybody.
It's not that he wasn't strong that got him killed though. It was just that he was outnumbered and kind of outskilled, just because all of them were very, very, tough.
Yeah. So like I said, it was like I said, one, he was still pretty strong. Maybe even in a different environment, he probably could have came out on top. I still believe so. But I would say, like, once again, like, yeah, he just had a very impactful death. Like his death really hit everybody from show to characters in the exact same way. And so I give his death like a 9 out of 10.
Oh, see, that's muy bien. And it's not the fact that, like, as far as the character impact, he didn't. And it's weird because somebody might mix it up and say, like, oh, he looked at Jiraiya as a father figure. It was kind of different from that. It was like he looked at somebody who actually didn't hate him, like, and by then he was still kind of like coming up. People were kind of getting used to him. He had his friends, but Jiraiya's like the first one, or other than Kakashi and Iroku Sensei, Jiraiya's like the first one who's like, bro, you are so annoying, but dang it, if I don't teach you how to be great, like that's how like Naruto looked at him, like somebody's really trying to help me be the best I can really be.
That is really true. I mean, I feel like Kakashi also had that same
Right.
feeling towards him too, but for some reason, this was the guy who trained his father.
Like Kakashi Sensei is, that's my sensei. Like, that's my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And even Aruka Sensei, like Ruka Sensei is like his dad. He asked his dad he asked Ruka Sensei to be in the place of his dad at the wedding.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, I never got that far.
You...
After the war ended, the show ended.
Okay. But, I
never even knew this dude got married until like almost a year or two after. Swear to God.
So, like, and like I said, Kakashi is his teacher, but Jiraiya was like, I don't know what's the exact word for that. That's his buddy, his pal.
Mm-hmm. That's what he was, y'all.
I guess like the uncle that he never had.
Uncle? Like I said, I would just say just that great mentor.
But having it at an 8 out of 10 is very good. Very good. All right, so I'm going to take over from here with the 7th pick?
Mm-hmm.
The 7th pick in the 2020's Top Defs draft. That's a football reference if y'all don't get that.
If you don't.
So, my number 7 is Erwin, Attack on Titan.
Wait, what?
Erwin, Attack on Titan.
So I should let y'all know, I stopped reading the manga when it started getting a little bit too confusing. So this is actually a big spoiler for myself. But then again, I was gonna probably never pick it back up.
Did you not know he died though?
I did not.
Oh.
So I knew everybody eventually does die. If you get any of the Titans, you have a 9-year lifespan after that.
So yeah, just about.
Yeah, you have like a 9-year lifespan. So after them 9 years, you.
And that was the crazy thing. Apparently, they wanted to give him the Titan serum so he would live, but they kind of like opted out and just gave it to Armin. Apparently, he looks puzzled.
Wait, hold on, rewind. So, I'm thinking Erwin.
Okay, Armin.
Armin is actually Armin
is Aaron's friend.
Yeah, Armin is Aaron's friend.
And Erwin is the captain, Levi's captain of the scouts.
Okay, that's where I got that confused. I apologize. I'm thinking Armin actually died. And I'm like, oh my God.
He kind of did.
Well, he was on the brink of death. He wasn't, if he didn't get
the serum
and everything. Well, he had to get hit with the serum, eat homeboy, and then become the God Titan. Yeah.
And see, I'm still trying to catch up with like most of that and just like piece everything together. But it's impactful to, I would say, the characters themselves. Once again, they looked at kind of like how Naruto looked to, not really the same, but like that was their captain. That was the man who was going to lead them to glory. And he's not like he was a jerk or anything, or not like he was like, a pompous dude who, who carried himself like, I'm the captain who will, I'm the one who does this, that, and the other. But he's actually like, he actually wanted to save humanity just like everybody else wanted to.
Yeah, he was a pretty good dude. Now that I'm remembering him, he was actually a pretty good dude, pretty good captain.
He kind of like bailed Aaron out when he was on trials for the first time for being, a Titan.
Was he?
He didn't necessarily like bail him out, but like he talked to him like, dude, don't trip, like don't go crazy, don't do anything, you'll get out of this. Just like,
if you do, we will kill you.
We'll have to kill you.
Like, yo, you do anything, boy. Like we.
But he didn't like threaten him with it. It was more like, dude, calm down, don't trip. We will get you out of this. Don't worry, okay? But and then Levi freaking kicked his teeth in. But yeah.
He did what?
Levi went up to him and like, because I guess Aaron started like screaming and stuff and like trying to speak his case, and then to prove the scouts' points that we are the scouts and will kill a Titan if we see a Titan, he goes up to Aaron and starts like kicking him, just like beating him up and all that, like, shut up, you dirty Titan, or whatever. That's when that's the first time you ever seen Mikasa want to kill Levi.
Once again, I swear to God, that'd be one of the best fights ever.
I was wondering who you kept saying. I kept hearing you say a name, and I was like, who is he saying?
Erwin?
No, Mikasa.
Mikasa?
No, the way you say
Mikasa.
It like,
it's Mikasa.
Mikasa?
Mikasa.
I don't like the way that said that.
We don't like you saying Mikasa.
It's like saying
Mikasa,
my house in Spanish.
Mikasa, that's why.
It's Mikasa.
Mikasa. Just look at. So we're not gonna get into Japanese names because this channel knows, or this podcast knows, that I suck with Japanese names. But I know it's Mikasa, not Mikasa.
I don't know. You suck with names.
Shut up. But as impactful, overall impactful, Erwin's death, I would say that's a 7.5, because they were able to still progress in the story. Just the characters, and as far as like fans, you know, you're like, oh crap, like the captain, like
you really start seeing how anybody could kind of
get it,
die if nobody's careful. Like even at the start of their last season ish,
right.
Like people were like main, like I said, the main cast MCs were dying.
Like you knew anybody can get it, but to see like even people like him get it, it's just like, oh crap, like he's gone and he's not coming back. But at 7.5, I would hold it at, because like I said, it progresses the story. Just the main people who were affected were the main characters, but they didn't go through some serious change or anything like that.
Yeah. All right. From there, guys, I'm gonna go with my number 7. We're gonna go back to the Naruto verse, and I'm gonna go with Itachi.
We're gonna go. Okay, this is cool. 7, I guess, is cool.
Yeah. So Itachi had a not necessarily bigger death on the audiences. Everybody knows he was already dying. Like everybody knows he was about to die.
Yeah.
Everybody knew he was sick. But once the how can I say it? Revelation?
Oh, revelation.
No, revelation.
Revolution.
Revelation.
Revelation.
Yes. About like, yo, he wasn't necessarily a bad guy. He was actually working for the Hokage. About that, like, yo, like his clan was about to do an uprising, so he had to kill his whole entire clan.
Dude had the most.
Like, he wasn't a bad guy.
The dude had the most twisted up backstory ever.
How did you have to kill your whole entire clan? Not just your family, not just mom and pops, but your whole clan, which is probably around maybe 100 people.
That's sad. That's
like 100 to 200 people. Like, yo, you had to murk everybody at the age of 12.
At the age of, let's roll that back right there. Dude was how old when he killed his clan?
Something like 12 and 14.
Dude's a freaking prodigy. Like,
oh yeah,
people look at Sasuke like, oh my gosh, she's able to do this at this age. She's awesome. Itachi did that like at the age of 2, dog. Get out of my face.
Yeah, so Itachi like was definitely top tier by any and all means. So I don't even know what kind of disease he had and why he couldn't even be cured. Like I would never figure that part out. But
I would say, and for anybody who hasn't watched Naruto or who is just an avid Sasuke fan, guess what? Itachi let Sasuke kill him.
Oh yeah, big time.
That was never gonna be a question. Itachi can hang with the best of them. Well, I'd say the probably the 2 people he couldn't actually beat. Maybe Madara, maybe Hiroshima.
I think he might also have a problem with some of the Kages, but we're not gonna go there. So real quick, overall impact. So I think character wise, the biggest impact, well, the only impact he had was just Sasuke. And once Sasuke found all that out, like yo, Sasuke changed his whole trajectory from just wanting to kill Itachi to wanting to burn down the Leaf Village and wanting to kill almost any and everybody in his way.
I'll say that it does have even a little bit more of an impact. It carries a little bit more weight because it does change the story. It definitely like brings it. Because if Itachi didn't die right there, what more could he have done? Let's just say that.
Well, remember, even though he was with the Akatsuki, he was still on the Leaf Village's side. Right. That's why he was paired with Kisame. That way, Kisame could kill him at any time. Like, he was always ready, always suspicious of Itachi. Always suspicious of him.
It's a little bit surprising to me, but that makes sense, though. That's funny. That's funnier than ever.
Mm-hmm. So, in viewer impact, it made everybody have a certain type of love for Itachi and respect him just even strength-wise as Uchiha. And as character-wise, it impacted Sasuke, which definitely changed the story. It changed Sasuke's whole entire deal. So I would definitely give him
saying he wants to kill I want to kill my brother so bad. I want to kill him, this and that and the other. And then when you kill him, you cry. Okay, so get out of my face.
And you regret it. Yeah.
Get out of my face, Sasuke.
So we're gonna go with a 9.
If you can't tell, I'm not a Sasuke fan.
9 overall for Itachi.
That's a little high, but okay.
We'll go with the 8.
No, if that's your rating, that's your rating. But I think I would have got him with an 8. but that's Obi. I'm gonna go into it with my 6, and I'm gonna hit. What is his name? Korono. That's what his name is. Korono Sensei.
Okay, cool. He's my number 6 as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
See, that's why I like. That's why I like not telling you what's your. That's why we like telling each other, not telling each other what our list is, because we run into situations like this where we agree on where somebody needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know Assassination Classroom, Korono Sensei is this. Let's say at first look, he's this otherworldly being, octopus.
Weird type of figure, like
Alien.
I can't even remember what his body looks like.
You don't get to see his body because
Ever?
it's constantly covered by that robe, and you just see the tentacles come out from underneath it. And he just has a spherical head. But yeah, just to go over the story real quick, Korono Sensei is this alien type of being who's threatening to destroy the world and he's proven that he can do it because he turned the moon into a permanent crescent moon.
Definitely powers.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, that first of all out the gate. So, but he has this thing. He say, I won't destroy the world if you guys can kill me within this time limit, or if you guys could kill me or something like that.
Yeah. So you what's crazy is he says you have to kill me, otherwise I will.
Right. And you can't just send a whole nuke at him or whatever like that, because his only weakness is rubber, or like rubber. Was it rubber or
it was
plastic?
especially made little like green little balls or whatever.
They were multiple colors,
almost like little BB pellets.
Yeah, plastic or something like that, like the equivalent of that. Something like not a known weapon was the only thing you were able to kill him with. And his other condition is that he would teach this classroom of like low-tiered class kids or low-tiered students.
Classroom E students who are basically the dumb of the dumb.
Right.
Or the rejects, as they call themselves.
And they are the ones who have to assassinate him, hence the name Assassination Classroom. Why, yeah, so during this whole time that he's also teaching these kids not only to assassinate, or, not only to be not only great students, but to be modeled citizens. And on top of that, he's also teaching them how to assassinate him.
Yeah, so kind of going even into this anime at first real quick, I thought it was some teacher supposed to be teaching these students how to be assassins.
Right.
And not necessarily the case. Just like you already made the points, he actually was trying to be a great teacher, teaching these students how to be better versions of themselves, paying attention to each one of them and helping each one with their own individual strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
And then it was kind of crazy is he never really did teach them how to be assassins, but in the end they did have to kill him.
Yeah,
they did kill him.
I guess he got to like harden their hearts a little bit, because the main character Nagasi, what was his name?
Nagasi.
So he went from like kind of the timid character to still kind of timid, but if he has to mess you up, he'll mess you up.
Oh, most definitely.
But this, so the death of Korono Sensei, and big old spoiler warning. Once again, shout out to RDC World 1. Daniel spoiled it for Ben. He's just screaming. He's like, Korono Sensei. He's like, what? Oh no, Ben! I'm sorry, I spoiled it. He's like, oh yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And just the face just slowly just starts to drip, and he's all like,
dude,
no!
Once you notice somebody's supposed to die, even when they're not supposed to die, like, oh my gosh, that totally kills you.
But impact level, just offer it. And it doesn't happen until the end, but you're kind of building up for that moment, but when it actually happens, I would say an 8, because you had to build up and get there, but an 8.
8, I'm such a strong 9, but
I would say an 8 because it changed mainly the characters themselves, and by change I just mean like as they went. Oh dang! I just remember something from the anime, but as they went on in life, you notice like Nagasi, him being the teacher, like it affected him. He wanted to be the teacher that Korono Sensei was, and as far as everybody else, they just kind of became good people.
You know what? That's actually kind of true. So once again, he deserves a 9 instead of an 8.
I guess. Yeah. Look, I love Korono Sensei. He was awesome. So I give him a 9.
So then I'll start off with our number 5, guys. My number 5 will be Lelouch Lamperouge from Code Geass.
We've talked about Lelouch before. Yo, rest in peace to an OG.
Yo,
Look, no disrespect to anybody else so far, but Lelouch, he got talk about it.
Yo, so Lelouch Lamperouge, first off, from Code Geass, one of my top 5, if not top 10 animes. He was one of the first people who I've really seen go through so much, as in coming from a high school student to gaining some weird mystical power to taking over a whole nation, making the whole world hate him, and then making it so his best friend can be killed just so his little sister can live in a peaceful world.
Sacrifice. You want to talk about sacrifice? This man put his face right next to the word sacrifice in the dictionary.
Yeah, this dude sacrificed everything just so his little sister. Well, and then I'm gonna say his love interest, but 2 of them actually kind of died. Like during the story, 2 of them died. Like, yeah, he sacrificed quite a bit just to have his goals and dreams accomplished.
I'll always look at it as, the dude said the world is always button heads and trying to kill, one another. The countries are all in disarray. I'm going to give them somebody to hate. I'm going to be that number 1 most wanted villain so that everybody bands together and say, yo, if we don't band together, he will kill us all. So he did that and said, you know what? I'll get myself to be killed. And then the world was at peace because they said it took all of us to get this guy. Yo, we had a common enemy and, we banded together. He banded the nations together just to kill him and created world peace out of it.
Yeah. So once again, congratulations to my dude. I was just so hurt when I seen you die.
Yeah.
So overall impactfulness, when I personally seen him die, I was like, why? Why does he have to die? Like, I just didn't get it. I mean, I understood it, but I really didn't get it.
It impacted you as a fan, and it impacted everybody in the anime.
Oh yeah, even in the anime, everybody, especially his little sister Nunley, ran up and was just crying her heart out.
So
really didn't make you feel that sad, but you're like, oh my gosh, dang, like you're more stunned before you even felt like any sadness. Like, wow, I can't believe like was his goal. He accomplished his goal.
So say it at the same time. Your recommendation, all right? 3, 2, 1,
9.
10.
What? What? I was joking, yeah. That is a 10. That's a strong 10.
I was gonna be irate.
Y'all see his reaction though?
I'm sorry to our audience because I just basically dove on him.
That's okay. I've never seen it, but you make it sound like it's crazy.
Because
Watch it, bro. I don't know how you've never seen Code Geass, but watch it.
Who knows? That might
add it to your long list like everybody else's, and don't forget about it.
Well, years will pass, and maybe one day I'll remember. I mean, it took me forever to watch. I can't tell you how many animes it took me forever to watch. The Monogatari series took me like 5-6 years of somebody telling me to watch it to finally watch it.
Seriously?
Yeah, and that was only because he told me what happens like every season, and I got annoyed. So purposely I didn't watch it. And then when I forgot about it, I was sitting there one day, and I was like, I'll just start the first season. And then I finished the second season, then third season, then fourth season, and I was like, this is great. That's how my new waifu came to be.
Wow. All right, so let's get down to the nitty gritty top 5s. To start off my top 5, I will go with, and look at, don't kill me for not putting him higher, but this is an alright list so far. So I'm gonna say Maze Hughes from Full Metal Alchemist.
I'm not gonna lie. He himself dying, well, this is me personally, he himself dying wasn't 100% impactful, but the way everybody else felt about him, especially seeing his little daughter cry at the funeral, yo, made you feel like just damn, like you just had to hold your head down and just give a moments of silence to this character because you're just like, wow, this dude was really loved.
Well, so far, impactful wise, that's what we've been going off of. We've been going off of our own personal impact, the story impact, and the character's impact. It wasn't as much as story impactful as much as it was character and the viewers impact. Viewers impact, Especially with his daughter, like you said at the funeral, just saying, "Wake up, Daddy, wake up!" Like that makes you
Like,
want to
yo,
get to
made you
tears.
really want to cry. Like, wow, like this dude really had to die like that. Like that was some sad stuff.
And then as far as character impact, my boy Mustang tore up Envy for that one.
Oh yeah, he definitely got that revenge back for his boy. Like,
Like
he tore it to her.
if he knew jutsus, like he would have hit him with that Madara fire style jutsu.
Oh yeah, he was an honorary Uchiha after that. Called the fire department for him.
He said, "Did I see a shotgun gun or what?"
Man,
But as impactful wise, and like it's how it affected the characters and the story, all that, I would say it's about an 8. It didn't like drastically change the story. It upset a lot of certain characters.
oh yeah, it definitely, I'll say, pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah, okay, I did. Yeah, but as far as like impact, I think it's a solid 8,
Okay, all the way around.
maybe a 7.
Number 4.
Big
And this is
4.
the-
Is it 4? I thought we were on.
No,
we're on 5.
You moved to 4.
Yeah.
no. I already did my number 5. My number 5 was Lelouch.
Oh, then you
Because,
skipped
yeah.
ahead of me.
Yeah, you wasn't paying attention. Because both of our number 6s was Corona.
Wait, who?
I said both of our 6s was Corona Sensei.
They said Corona.
Oh yeah, okay.
I said
yeah,
Corona.
yeah. No Corona. All right, go ahead, bro.
So yeah, my number 4 is Light. Oh gosh, I missed the intro. No. So my guy is the opposite of who everybody really loves from the anime Death Note.
Okay.
Light Yagami. Even though I knew he was going to die, and neither go to heaven or hell, but probably live in purgatory for the rest of his life,
Mm-hmm.
his death was more impactful for me than L's was. I didn't really care about L.
I was gonna say everybody loves L.
Yeah, like I didn't really care about L. I'm like, bro, you were in the way for progression. I'm all like, yo, I couldn't wait for Light to get rid of this dude. Like, I couldn't wait. I'm just like, bro, you don't even know. Like, my dude is plotting against you every waking moment of his life. Like, I'm telling you, he gonna X you out in a minute. Like, whew. Like I'm just waiting. And but yo, like so he died basically towards the end, and the Shinigami actually kept his word when he said, yo, I'll be the one to write your name in the Death Note.
Oh.
Like, nobody else will, capture you, kill you. He's like, yo, I'm gonna take that honor. But I was still, and I'll make this short, but even like the overall impactfulness of everything,
It's the MC.
so character wise, I mean, so for viewers wise, or even myself, I think it was probably pretty low, like a 7, because everybody kind of seen it coming.
Oh, okay.
Like for everybody kind of seen it coming. Like, everybody knew this is how it's probably gonna have to end, even though I didn't like the ending. Everybody knew it was gonna have to end. Like, everybody knew the Shinigami was going to kill him.
Okay.
The situation just seemed kind of lame to me. But even character wise, for it took all of these people kind of having to work together to just kind of kill Kira, was like really a strong 8. But for real, for me, like, I was just like, man, one of my favorite characters by far in the whole anime universe. Just how, like, once again, it was like a regular high school student. This is by far the most regular high school students out of 99% of the animes I've seen. He just happens to get a Death Note book and went about trying to make the world a better place, but in his own twisted way, and really succeeded for a number of years before being caught by being caught by L's pupils.
So the little kids, right?
Yeah,
What
like,
was it?
I don't remember their names. They were
I
unimportant for
had the
killing
name in my
the
head.
MC.
Oh, I had the name in my head and
They're
I just totally
unimportant.
dropped it.
Unimportant.
Not Shira, right?
No.
Oh, I just saw I had the name in my head. I'm upset that I forgot the name. Go ahead.
But yeah, so I was really want to say shout out to my guy, one of my favorite characters, just because, yo, you made a plan, stuck to it, got about 80% of the way there, 85, and then got killed at the end.
Okay. I couldn't. I swear to God, I personally haven't like gone through Death Note myself, but I knew that character's name and I forgot it. I totally did. You said a 9?
No, but a strong 8.
Oh, 8. Okay. I was gonna say, what do you? Okay, so just for just to throw it out there, what do you think L's impact was when he died?
Everybody else had said he was like a 9 or even a 10.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
as
But
far
to
as
me,
far as you yourself, the
I said a
story, the
7.
characters.
I mean, for everybody else around L was the main protagonist. He was probably the only person at the time who could have found who Kira was.
Mm-hmm.
And so like for the characters wise, that was a perfect 10. But for everybody else who was actually trying to find Killer, I mean, like trying to find Light, it was a strong 9.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so jumping ahead, I guess I will go with my 4. And this is my first video game character. And I'm sorry, spoilers all around, mainly aimed at KV because he was so upset when I told him this. My number 4 is Aerith from Final Fantasy VII.
Yo, I was so mad because I never played the original Final Fantasy. I've never played it. And so when I play the remake, I'm like, yo, I can finally go back and play what everybody else considered one of the greatest Final Fantasy franchise game, like the game in the Final Fantasy franchise.
Yeah, there you go.
And to find out that the biggest twist or the biggest thing in the ending part was Aerith's death, I'm like, wow.
She even died at the end. She died like halfway through the damn game. I had to level a whole new character because she died halfway through the stupid game.
Did she?
Cool, let me level her up. Man, I'm so glad I have her. Dies. Well, damn, now I have to level somebody else instead of her.
Yeah, and so like I was just really kind of like, well, I would like to have gone through that whole emotional thing. Well, like I'm like, wow, I miss her and everything. No, I don't get to go through none of that. So
it was.
You,
I would say
brother.
it was. I'm sorry. It was a. I'm not because they didn't kill her in the remake, right?
Not yet, because remember they're gonna make it a 3-part video game,
right?
So she probably won't die. Well, she'll probably die in the second game, if not the beginning of the third.
I want to see how they're gonna do it because if it's anything like the original, she's gonna get a sword plunged through her flipping chest, dude, and it is.
And instead of using a phoenix down, she's just gonna drown. That's why they say Cloud drowned Earth.
Dude. So as far as impactfulness, and I might be able to connect all 3. So as far as impactfulness for you, the viewer, the characters within the game, and the story wise. And I'm not saying I'm not trying to hold this, on the highest regards, but it is a 10 out of 10 all the way around.
10 out of 10. Well, yeah, I will see it for everybody else. I can see it, but then again, I personally haven't built up the whole emotional or the what everybody else has had for Aerith yet, right. So I can't see it yet.
Call me petty. I mainly look at it as I just lost my healer. What the heck?
Yeah, 100%.
Why did? Okay, Final Fantasy, I'm not so sure if you noticed, but you have a format, and your format involves a healer. If you take the healer away from me, how am I supposed to play the game? But, and that's pretty much it for me, though. It's just, you have it's all heavy. I'll just say that. It's all heavy.
I mean, like I said, I can definitely see the people's emotional part from it. It's just... I can't understand it right
Trust
now.
me, you'll even if the new one, if the remaster does it or the remake does it right, you'll be just as sad as everybody else was when they first lost Aerith.
I'm curious to see. So overall, what's scores?
Like I said, 10 out of 10 all around.
10 out of 10 all around.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it.
What made me mad is if you ever played, I think it was Crisis Core.
Crisis Core.
The one who gave Zack was given the blade by his mentor, and then when Zack died, he gave the blade to Cloud. Mm-hmm. But I hated it because Zack was in love with Aerith, and when he died, he made a promise to her that he was going to see her again.
So it wasn't Skrull who gave Cloud the blade, right?
No, it wasn't Squall.
Okay. So I remember I talked to KV about that one time. I wasn't so sure if Squall gave it to Cloud or but Squall knew Zack, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's how their stories intertwine.
Yeah, and it made me mad because that's why I didn't like Aerith when I played 7, because she started liking Zack, and I was like, I understand it's because, or she started liking Cloud, and I understand it's because Zack is dead, but it just made me so mad.
What are you supposed to do? Wait for this dude all the way until the day she dies?
Well, she died, so I'm cool with it.
Yo.
Yeah, I told you, I didn't care whatsoever when she died, because I was only mad because I lost the healer, But I was also mad. But I was like, whatever. I didn't really care too much.
Wow, guys.
Harsh. Maybe we don't want you on the podcast. Jeez. Go
Oh my
ahead.
god, we'll keep rolling, man. Yo, so my number 3, and man, this right here was really kind of a gut check. My number 3 from a video game is Sarah from The Last of Us.
Last of Us series. We all know they're on their part 2. But remember where it all started.
So like 7 years ago, Last of Us, as you guys know, it is about plant zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, this all started in the first 10 minutes of the game. Before everything happens, probably 10 years before the current game's stuff really starts happening. You come across Joel and his daughter kind of going like back and forth in the house and everything. Kind of fast forward, she takes like a nap, or she's waking up from a nap. She hears her dad's cell phone. She, looking for her dad. She sees stuff start happening in the neighbor's house on the news about fires and like weird type of stuff. Dad comes in, like buzzes in the door. She's like, "Oh my God, Daddy! Like, what's going on?" She sees him kind of in a disarray. Then she sees the next door neighbor kind of like
going just ballistic.
Yeah, like going nuts, banging on the door, and she sees the dad, just shoots him, bang. And so this is where we start seeing
traumatization off the bat.
And this is where like the story just kind of gets interesting. But to even like fast forward, while her and her dad is running, trying to get out of the town because the whole town is in disarray because of these whole plant like zombies and everything. Both of them kind of come across the soldier. The soldier kind of radios in to his superior officer. Then you see Joel holding his daughter, like, "Come on, dude! Like, I got a kid." But the soldier kind of gets like word from his officer, "Yo, shoot him regardless. Like, nobody leaves the town." So he points the gun, starts firing. Joel tries to turn around to shield his daughter, falls, he drops her, and then Tommy, his brother, kind of comes out of. Kind of catches up with them, shoots a soldier.
Not gonna lie, even in the future games right now, Tommy gets kind of like a GOAT award because, bruh, he be hanging in there.
Oh yeah, Tommy's dope. But even though I've never seen number 2 yet, so
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So Joel kind of goes back to his daughter, trying to check up on her, probably to pick her back up. But he sees that his daughter has a big bullet wound, and to remind guys, this kid is like 8 years old. So you just see this kid with a gunshot wound, his dad crying over his daughter, and you're just like,
wait,
oh,
this is, and then what is it? Boom, Last of Us. It's like, what? That's how you want to start this game? Like, we don't even know each other yet.
Yeah, with me in tears is how that game started.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow. And I've replayed this game and re-seen scenes and stuff from this game multiple times. And each time I see that scene, like, it always hits me right back in the gut. Like, wow, I can't believe these people really started the game off of having this guy's daughter die.
That's what I'm saying. Like
an 8-year-old kid just dying like this, and I was just heart. Like, that really hit hard.
Even watching some of the reactors play the new game, I just hear everybody like, "Really, Naughty Dog? Really, this is how you doing it?" Like, that's what I would have been like if I would have played the first. Like, "Really, Naughty Dog? I don't even know you, dude, and this is how you gonna treat me? You gonna kill an 8-year-old kid just off the bat in front of me like this? All right, I see you. I see. I knew you before when you used to make Jack and Dexter and all that. You was cool then, but now you kind of shifty."
Yeah, and so I was just a little. But overall scores, guys, so character wise, this really affected her dad in a great way, and you see how he's just not really attached to anybody, not attached to Ellie, the kid who he eventually kind of picks up and sees as his daughter in the future for a long time. And then viewer wise, gamers wise, like,
you just heard us
10 out of 10. Like, yeah, like everybody felt it. So this is this is my 10.
Even story wise though, like story, viewer and character wise, like her death was pretty impactful.
Oh yeah. So like it really didn't it affected the main character, her father Joel. That really pushed the story far. So yeah, 10 out of 10 all the way around.
I do want to give a spoiler warning. Sarah does come back as a zombie. She comes back as an infected. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, like, I was like, wait, what?
No, she doesn't.
like, hold on.
I don't know.
Like, you know how long those guys
Uh-huh.
No, I don't know.
Oh, like, yo, like, there's probably 10 years from when she died to, like, later on in the
It's
the
like a little
story.
bit further than 10 years.
And then it's like 20 years from The Last of Us to Last of Us Part 2, because you see Ellie kind of grown up.
No, you're right. It was like 4 years ago. Because like back then she was 14, and now she's like 18.
Oh, so it's not like a 2-year difference?
14 to 18.
Oh, a 4-year difference. Okay. I apologize.
Yeah, but even then, even in the game, there's like a little bit of year progression. So it's like it's been like almost 6 years since the first Last of Us.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, it's all sad tears and everything for Sarah. Rest in peace. But if I'm gonna pick up off of here, I'm gonna say my number 3 is Spike Spiegel.
Spike Spiegel from the anime Cowboy Bebop.
The one and only. So
I never watched Cowboy Bebop.
I was gonna
Have
say
you never seen Cowboy Bebop?
No.
My God, bro,
The-
the stuff. It's an
remember how the
original.
whole-
It's an original. It's an original. Back
I
from the
played
90s.
more games than you guys. That's
Okay.
what I have over you. You guys watch and read more anime and manga than I do.
And Loki, that's why we're gonna bring him on as a third.
Mm-hmm.
But
doesn't know it yet.
Spike Spiegel, we all know the space cowboy himself, the GOAT, the basically martial arts master, because he tears it up, yo.
Was he like really a martial arts
Not really,
master,
but
or just like a good fighter?
he was a really good fighter.
Okay,
but
I'll give him that.
my boy would be tearing it up though. What more can I just say about that, dude?
Spike was so. I've really only seen bits and pieces about the anime, but I didn't know
Mhm.
so much about it just because, like, I knew he was on a whole entire mission to find a guy who had killed somebody. Why was he looking for a home guy?
Not really sure actually.
Yeah,
Sorry.
So so he was really looking for the guy for like some big reason. I thought it's
Right.
because like he killed his wife, girl, daughter, somebody.
But as far as character wise, what was her name? Valentine? Gosh, what was her name?
The one chick that was with him all the time.
Yeah,
I think her name was Valentine.
something like that. As far as just his whole crew that he was with, character wise, I would say that's a 10. That has to be a 10.
Why is it a 10 to you?
Because at least for her, like character wise, she wasn't infatuated with him, but she was definitely like she had some major feelings for him. Her losing him, just the whole crew's like just total emotion.
So it just didn't end with his death. It played up, it kept on going a little bit afterwards. He died. Like the crew found out it was a guy, the little
The
kid,
cyborg dude,
Yeah,
Black.
I do not remember his name.
What? I didn't know that's what my job was.
Yeah, but so like, it was the guy, the little kid, Valentine. They also had a dog too, like one of those little corgi dogs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like a little cute corgi dog and stuff. So,
So it was. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Uh-oh.
So
Suspense.
it was Spike Spiegel, Faye Valentine, Edward Wong. Is that the dog name?
Don't tell me that's the dog's name.
I don't think it. And Jet Black. See, I knew it was Black something. I knew Jet Black is that cyborg guy. But I would say, like with the also with the view. I'll go with viewers impact. You grow to love Spike. So when you see him go like that, like he went out swinging. So when it just sucks.
It was a double KO kind of.
And then as far as story, you lost your MC. So guess what?
Yeah.
10 out of 10 all around.
It's okay. I feel you. I understand.
But there's not much more I can really say up on that other than if you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, go watch it. It is an awesome anime.
It was pretty good, especially for something that was made in the 90s.
And arguably one of the best openers there is. Arguably. See, you
I'm glad
questioned
you're doing
it.
the word arguably in there.
Because you could debate it. I love Yu Yu Hakusho's opener as well.
Okay. So my number 2, which is probably your...
Yeah, so...
my number 2, I'm not going to lie, you guys. This is number 1. I already know it. So I will save my number 2 and I'll jump right into my number 1.
And just to glance over, my number 2 was his number 8. So Jiraiya, and that's You suck for putting him there, by the way.
I don't. You want to add anything to the drive before I just jump? I'm gonna hit my number one, and then we'll both go for number two because I already know my number two is your number one.
No, we pretty much glanced over Jiraiya pretty well. He personally, it hurt more. It hurt like how Naruto felt hurt. I felt hurt. That's why he's so high up on my list.
Okay, I understand.
You suck for putting him that low. That's what I'm just getting at.
All right. So, all right, guys. So my number one. No.
Number two.
Well, no, because my number two is your number one. You want to go there? Yeah, so I'll just jump on my number one. We'll go back and forth for number two. My number one, top 10 anime death, is Tidus from Final Fantasy X. Yep.
Oh, that's so...
I never knew if he had a last name, did he? Or is his name
no, he didn't have no dang last name.
It's crazy is even in the game, you could change his name. And after 12, I think they stopped that.
You could always change... Yeah, like after 12, like you could always change the main character's name, but I believe they saw like...
No, in 12, his main character's name was Vaughn. Can't change it.
Oh, but see, yeah, after like everybody just realized like they're gonna stick with the main character's name because there's no point in just renaming everybody like that.
Yeah, I mean then because it was hard to have a whole game where you were referred to as him, it, hey,
right?
Like yeah, I ain't gonna lie, like that was yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like we're just hearing Waka, hey, you over there? What's wrong with you, man? Like, bro, I have a name?
But so there's a lot of reasons why. So first off, you guys, as you guys already know, if you've seen our website, Mavericks
at Gmail or sorry,
no. Mavericks.com.
Mavericks.com.
Shameless plug. Like you guys will already know, this right here is both of our favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy X. Mm-hmm. And seeing Tidus kind of dying at the end, or knowing he was probably gonna have to die, crushed my soul. The only game and maybe the only anime that I probably ever cried on, like beating Final Fantasy X as a kid. I was like a high schooler, had me crying up in the middle of the night about it. Like I was sad. I was definitely in tears because there's no way that I seen my favorite character in any game of all time, finally get the girl, had a great romantic scene, and then die. Like, oh my god.
Truly. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Tidus is just as a character and as a whole, for me personally, is so, like, I would just say, I have such a connection with it that I want to name my firstborn kid Tidus. Not just, one, I really do like the name. Oh, yeah, why not? I would have it spelled the same way, but I swear to God, if somebody says Tidus, I might punch him in the neck. Okay, I will throat chop you, dude.
I wanted to name my first daughter Samus.
No, really?
Samus?
Yeah, I love Samus. I love the games, the Metroid Prime games. I love them to death, and I thought she had a great name, and I was like, that'd be cool to name a kid Samus. It was either that or it was Ellie. From not from.
I was going to say like from Last of Us,
but from Rave Master.
Okay.
Because I loved her so much when I read the manga that I just had to keep going.
But on the whole, like on the overall score for it, like really, so Final Fantasy X was a critically acclaimed game. Like everybody loved it. So from the gamers, everybody who got their hands on it, everybody loved it. That's a 10 right there. And from Tidus as a character, from that scene specifically, 10. So this right here is my max 10 out of 10. This is a 20 out of 10 for me, easily.
As far as impact on the viewers wise, like if you really got in, like I watch YouTubers because I'm weird. I like to watch reactors. I like to see people react to other things that I like. So when I see people reacting to Final Fantasy X, I didn't bawl like that, but yeesh, people cry. They cry their hearts out.
It was because it was such a beautiful scene. Like, you can't tell me it wasn't. Like for so long, like these two, almost kids, because for some reason, it's always kids who have to go and fight and save the world. I don't understand.
We don't know Japan's logic.
I won't even try to understand it. I just agree with it and keep going.
The game overall, at least for me, was just awesome. It was a 10 out of 10 from start to finish because, you start with this character who going through like parent problems.
Until they start talking in our bed. What?
But just going through the whole thing, it was all one emotional roller coaster to him with his parent problems, to him with finding out that he's not even alive, to him going to have to face the fact that I'm going to have to leave you guys, even though I love every single one of you.
Yeah. Like, I just love this game, guys.
Mm.
I love this game.
It would be a 10 out of 10 for me, too.
Yeah.
And sorry, I meant to say, so you're cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
So I meant to go with the honorable mentions before KV's number one, but an honorable mentions would also be Joker from Batman,
Top villain, definitely.
Undertale, the mother. I didn't know her name, but she's known as like Mother. Like in Undertale, you're an orphan. You meet this one goat lady. She becomes your mother, but you end up having to kill her. What?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Undertale, the game. You never? Okay. If you know who I'm talking about, audience, so you know Undertale, Mother, honorable mention. L, I did have L as an honorable mention, but we did cover him over that. Eli Palmer from Far Cry 5. Mammy? What is the magic girl? Magical Doka magic?
Mammy or something like that?
Mammy?
Yeah, I just hope she gets her freaking head ripped off. And
What is the anime called?
Madoka Magical Girl.
Madoka Magical Girl. Kamina from Gurren Lagann. I know a lot of people treat that on, like, they hold that in high regards because it's Gurren Lagann and drills.
Yeah, all that. I don't understand it. I couldn't get into it.
But my number one is KV's number two. I don't know why it's number two for whatever. It is Ace from One Piece.
Go ahead. I'll let you take point.
It holds a dear place in my heart. It makes me sad every time I see it. Let's look at it this way, you jerk. He reminds me of you, huh? Maybe I look at you as my ace, huh? You ever thought about that? Yeah.
When I disappeared for those few years.
So yeah, it hurts. Okay, it hurts. But
you felt like I was leaving, and
it makes me sad.
He felt it.
It makes me, yeah, it hit different. How about that? It hit different. So, when Ace being the older brother that he is, and actually not even having a blood relationship with Luffy, but they treated each other like family nonetheless.
Yeah, they grew up as brothers. So Luffy, Sabato, and Ace.
Mm-hmm.
All definitely grew up as brothers.
And, them losing Sabo, so they just had each other, so they only strengthened their bond between each other. So when Ace was captured and they had to go break him out of prison, but, they get so close, they get him out of the chains, they're running to the end, but then Ace kind of goes back to fight. And Luffy ends up drawing the attention of Alkinu's lava attack, and then Ace jumps in front of it, taking, just getting a fist through his chest. The whole scene just makes me want to just bawl out crying, and then Ace hugging Luffy, saying like, "I'm sorry, little brother, but you gotta move on. Tell everybody I love them." And then he just ends up dying right there, and it just. Oh my god.
It was sad. It was really, really sad because, and once again, this is probably the top anime death out of a lot of different people's lists. Seeing Ace die made any and everybody cry because this right here was something you were just not expecting at all.
10 out of 10 for viewers. At least, I know, definitely for me. 10 out of 10 for viewers. 10 out of 10 for story. 10 out of 10. Okay, look, if I'm being like drop dead honest, maybe it's a 9 out of 10 for story, but 10 out of 10 for characters inside the anime. 9 out of 10 for story because, the story could have gone even if Ace just said, even if he didn't die and he just left, the story still would have been progressing. But for story wise, it drove Luffy to Impel Down. It drove Luffy to Marineford, and Luffy was gonna move heaven and earth for his brother. But
most definitely. Like, this is why. And you see how loved Ace was, that made all these people try to come and help him out.
He had an entire army try to break him out of prison.
An entire armada.
Fleet armada. Both of those works.
I like the word
but what more can I say about it? Ace,
So I feel you,
Big.
man. When I seen it, I was like, man, like I think Ace is one of those deaths because once again, nobody dies in One Piece. One Piece is almost like Fairy Tail and like Naruto. Nobody dies, and so just to see like one of the first actual characters die, especially it being somebody close to the main character,
right.
like man. I see you tearing up over there, little brother.
Shut up.
It's okay. It's
I'm not
okay.
tearing up.
He's tearing up. Oh my!
I'm not tearing up.
Do you need a hug?
No, I don't need no hug.
Do you need a tissue?
Shut up,
There's no allergies inside the house. Do you need a tissue?
It just hits different. I'll just say that.
I feel you. But yeah, like again, so I think that's why it really affected everybody. I also give this a strong 10 out of 10 too. It was really really big.
Oh, I'm sad after all this, man. So guys,
he needs a second guy. All right, guys, thank you. Like that was our top 10 anime moments, anime deaths. I'm sorry, anime deaths. And now we're gonna go into our recommendations of the week. So starting off, my recommendation of the week is Red Storm, and this is a fairly new one I've just kind of recently picked up. 300 plus chapters, and I'm already more than halfway through the whole entire thing. I am really, really in love with this one right now. This is a really, really big banger for me right now. Red Storm follows the life and adventures of Yulan Provoke, the young Glow, and Glow is a title similar to like a chieftain. He's the young Glow of the Paria tribe who dreams of becoming the strongest warrior of the desert. The earlier parts of the story focus on Yulan meeting Noya, a powerful man from a different dimension who later becomes his master and teaches him a unique martial art. As the story progresses, this webtoon, and it is a webtoon, guys, tells of Yulan's goal of creating a team of warriors strong enough to solve any problem called Red Storm. So this webtoon manga, I'm not sure if it's a manhwa, but this right here is, like I said, caught my eye instantly. I'm thinking it's isekai just because of how the story kind of focuses on Noya almost at the beginning. Like it starts off with Noya, the guy who's from a different dimension, and you're like, it's probably like an isekai or something, but it's not really like that. The story and everything else is really, really unique in a lot of different ways. It's really just a story of just how like some people, and it's almost like Arabian people in the desert, because it's a tribe in the desert. You got the Empire, you got someone's like having the British in the north. They kind of go back and forth, and it's a lot of good magic fighting type of stuff. It's a really good. I don't really have nothing to really reference in.
I was gonna say Magi.
Not necessarily. I mean, a little bit of Magi. Actually, no, Magi's actually a pretty good reference. Like now that I'm thinking about it, just minus all the Jin stuff, and you would really get it. And so like they do have like the desert beasts and other type of stuff, and these are like some whale-sized stuff that swim in the sand.
Jesus.
Yeah, so picture like big demon whales swimming in the sand that these people also got to fight sometimes. They got the big scorpions, centipedes, and different types of stuff in different areas. But yeah, like the demon beasts are something different. Even dragons.
So nice.
I can't really say too much without kind of giving a lot away, except for as Yulan grows, he gathers a team around him. He is trying to create this group to eventually solve any problem for his tribe, and then his later goals are trying to unite all tribes to fight the Empire, which is really kind of hard since there's a lot of infighting. His father's second wife, because his father has multiple wives, his father's second wife kills his father, kills his mother, tries to kill him. Like, like a lot of crazy stuff happens out of like nowhere.
Sounds dope. I'm gonna have to take a watch at that. And you said it's a webtoon?
It's a webtoon. I definitely recommend it to a lot of people. And like I said, it picks up, like, it kind of goes through the whole training stages. It goes through this whole little tournament arc. But after you kind of see him kind of go through that, it immediately takes off into like interesting action. You immediately start seeing him put a lot of the stuff he learned to use. You see him grow up, and you're just like, yup, like I like this a lot. So,
what's the rating for
Red Storm? Red Storm would get easy 9 out of 10.
Oh, okay, that's high. Okay, so for me, my recommendation of the week shall be Level E. This will be an anime, of course. I'm more the anime guy. Level E. In the present day, hundreds of extraterrestrial species walk on Earth. Some are pacifists, others are violent. Some here are researchers. Um, basically, it's a bunch of aliens who come to Earth and who basically are living amongst Earthlings. And of course, no Earthlings are. It's like Men in Black. It's like Men in Black.
Really?
If you ever see Men in Black, it's like Men in Black, except without the whole. I mean, even the Men in Black are there too, kind of. But our main focus is a prince, from Level E, who is basically living amongst the Earthlings, and he's just causing havoc. He doesn't. I don't want to necessarily say havoc, but he's like Loki. He causes trouble and just mischief all the time. He ends up and it kind of like mixes up with the characters. By main character, I mean like there's a main character who's a baseball player. He's coming into the new big city,
and they're all aliens.
No, the main character that we follow at first, like the first one that we really get introduced to, he's a human. He's coming into town. He's kind of a baseball player, and he's moving into his new apartment, and everything's kind of cool. Everything's kind of chill. He comes into his new place. His next door neighbor is a cute girl. This is kind of like looking up for him. It's his new life. He's putting all his boxes and stuff into one room, and he noticed there's this weird pale blonde dude sitting in the corner, who's just kind of like just being weird and strange. And he's like, dude, who are you and why are you in my new apartment? And the blonde dude he's just like, oh, I kind of live here too. And
no, you do not.
No, you don't. But they kind of go back and forth, butt heads. And sooner or later, he finds out that this mysterious blonde dude is an alien. And honestly, the series just kind of it doesn't have a straight set story. It just kind of follows the misfit adventures of this alien and this guy who's just coming to the new city. So later it develops into a story, I'll say that, because you find out that this prince needs to go back home or else he's going to cause an intergalactic war, basically, or he needs to marry a princess. And it's really a lighthearted, fun anime. If you don't want something too seriously, it's pretty funny throughout the anime. You see the alien get on the main character's nerves all the time, and the main character gets on his nerves. Like they go back and forth at it. It's a really entertaining type of anime.
Okay, I can see that. I would say so. It's almost like no, you wouldn't remember that movie because I don't remember the name of that movie.
All right, what are you talking about? The Martian?
Yeah. I was like, yo, I didn't even remember it. So there's like a dude slept for like 50. He's like 6, 7, like 10 seconds.
What was
like,
it? My Martian or something like that?
I think so. Or he wouldn't give him the gum that even changed. Like
yeah.
How people, oh my gosh, yeah.
And I forgot the actors' names for that, but it's the dude who was the scientist off of Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you ever seen that movie, I think it was like My Little Martian. I think it was My Little Martian.
So. But yeah, so it definitely sounds pretty interesting and pretty cool.
I would at a scale of 1 to 10, I give this a cool 7.
Cool 7?
Yeah, like I said, it's just entertaining. It's nothing too mainly seriously. Like you're not gonna say that this is the best action anime I've ever seen in my life. No, you're not gonna do that. But it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Hey, that's all you need sometimes. Something that's just pretty fun and chill for you. So. All right. And so, guys, that was our episode today for Top Anime Devs.
Episode 17 down, guys. Thank you.
Lockdown. All right, guys. And thank you guys for once again tuning in. Do you have any shout-outs, little brother?
No shout-outs this week. But, guys, always, tune into us. And if you do tune into us, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Listen to us on iTunes.
Spotify, anywhere else you
Google
can.
I always try to stress that Apple Podcast one because I know that's one of the major ones that does have the rating system. Please give us that 5-star rating. It doesn't matter what you want to say. Tell us your top 5 or top 10 anime deaths. Tell us which death that we missed that made you want to just cry into your mom's arms, crying like a baby.
Man, if it's crying into your mom's arms, maybe you should not be watching sad anime. I'm just saying.
Maybe this is a little too much for you.
Maybe it is. But if you guys ever want to hit us up, real quick. Shout out to our audience member,
What?
Homeboy Roque.
Yeah.
Also,
thank you
once
for
again,
coming by.
thank you for coming by, stopping by. We will have you on this podcast, bro. We're gonna set up something.
I got it. I'm ready.
He's ready. He says he's ready. He says he's
Okay,
ready.
I say I'm ready. But I mean, I'm on the computer all day at work, so.
All right.
If I need to look something up, I can look it up while I work.
Okay, cool.
So,
all right, guys. If you guys want to hit us up or anything, please hit us up at mavericks@gmail.com. That is MAVREAKS@gmail.com.
or you can always hit us up at bbemav2020@gmail.com. That's bbemav2020@gmail.com.
All right, guys. And with that, thank you guys for listening and tuning in. We will see you next week.
Peace.